All right, what's up, everybody? Matt here with OddsJam. Just giving you some last minute NFL, forgot what sport we were talking about, NFL player props to lock in before Monday Night Football tonight. So we have Cardinals versus 49ers. Cardinals are the home team here. Finally have some clarity on their starting quarterback situation. Was announced either late Sunday night or early Monday morning that Kyler Murray was going to miss this game. Once that information came out, they finally started posting some more player props for this game because for a while leading up to it, you couldn't get player props for any of the Cardinals players, and even the 49ers ones were limited availability because of that. But regardless, all is right in the world. We can bet some player props with full player prop availability. So, as you guys know, what I did, hopped on OddsJam, hopped on the positive expected value page, found some NFL player props. Let's get into it. The first one that we're looking at here is Christian McCaffrey over 35.5 receiving yards. The play is minus 110 at Bet365. The no big odds that OddsJam calculates prices this to be at about minus 114, rounding up from minus 113.84. So let's chat about this one. The no big odds is obviously the most important thing to note here. OddsJam back tested thousands of betting opportunities, used that data to determine what sportsbooks historically do the best job at pricing odds in terms of accuracy, right? Which ones are the most historically accurate. Use those books to set the market moving forward, and that's where we're getting profitable plays, right? The sharpest, smartest sportsbooks have things priced one way. OddsJam software pulls lines from every sportsbook where we're getting better odds. Then the no vig odds here giving us profitable plays. So this Christian McCaffrey one is the first one. Over 35.5 receiving yards, minus 110 at Bet365. So the math behind it, right, it gives you roughly a 1.6% profit margin, 1.6% of your expected profit. But the most important thing you can do when you are positive expected value betting is do a little bit more research into the plays themselves. And I don't mean Google, Christian McCaffrey projections or Christian McCaffrey matchup. I don't mean any of that. I mean just stay on the OddsJam platform and let all the sports books do the work for you. And here's what I mean. So if you click open a play, like I did here, it pulls up odds from every sports book and what they price it at. And what we're trying to see here is just determine, okay, is this play at Bet365? Is it an outlier when you compare it to the rest of the sports books, including the best sports books? So let's look. No book is giving you 110 odds, so it is a little bit of an outlier there. Now, BetMGM, Tipico, and BetRivers are a little bit closer in the teens, right? Minus 115 to minus 117. But then we have Pinnacle all the way up at minus 140. That's obviously a good sign, Pinnacle being the sharpest sportsbook in the world. Another sportsbook that I look at specifically for player props would be DraftKings. They have this priced at minus 130. That is a good sign, 20 cents higher than the Bet365 number. But with yardage plays, receiving, passing, rushing, what I like to do and what you should be doing is opening the event page in a new tab and then see where every sportsbook prices this prop at. So we're taking McCaffrey over 35.5 rushing yards. Now, most books do have it at 35.5. And as we mentioned, the important books have it favoring the over more so than the Bet365 number. But one thing that I do like about this one is we have FanDuel prices this at 36.5, so 1 yard higher. Fox Bet also prices it at 36.5, and then we have Underdog pricing it at 37.5. So Underdog is a DFS platform. They don't have a difference in their odds, but they obviously post their own totals. So they have it at 2 yards higher than what we are getting it at 36.5. Now, this player or this Underdog one seems to be a little bit of an outlier as well. So if you want to take the under on his rushing yards, or excuse me, his receiving yards, because it's 2 yards higher. So if he lands at 36 or 37, you can win both. You can also middle it, and this is Underdog, so you need to combine it with something else. But I don't think that's a horrible play, but regardless for this one, we're looking at the Bet365 over 35.5. Next one that we're looking at here, another Christian McCaffrey play. In this case, we're taking his under rushing. So basically, we're fading his rushing. We are backing his receiving. And that makes sense just when you look at the matchup and with Eli Mitchell back. Eli Mitchell got the majority of the carries last week. Christian McCaffrey was on the field for majority of the passing plays. So that makes sense just from looking at the matchups and how the 49ers use both of their running backs. But same logic here why I like this one. Minus 110 at Bet365. Sorry, in this case, I forgot to tell you the unit size for this McCaffrey one. Half a unit play, $50. I forgot to tell you about the unit size. This is worth a $50 play. Want to make sure I add that half a unit on this one. Christian McCaffrey under receiving yards. This next one is also worth half a unit play on this one, $50 as well. Just want to make sure that unit sizing is obviously important. I want to make sure I give you guys that. But similar logic here, right? Minus 120 on DraftKings. So not as good as the other one, as the receiving yardage play, but still having it as the favorite outcome at minus 110. Caesars has it all the way at minus 145. Pinnacle all the way at minus 144. And if we open up this one in a new tab, so we're taking McCaffrey under 66.5 rushing yards, this is a way bigger outlier compared to the rest of the sports books. So again, remember, we're taking the under 66.5. We see, looks like Betfred, and looks like this is Prize Picks right here, has it at 65.5, so a yard lower. Then we see Tipico, and this is Bet Rivers. This one right here is Bet Rivers, has it at 64.5, so 2 yards lower. Then we see FanDuel and WinBet have it at 63.5, so 4 yards lower. And then we have PointsBet have it at 60.5, 6 yards lower. Now this PointsBet is obviously an outlier as well at minus 125 over 60.5. But the better play here is the Christian McCaffrey under 66.5. We're getting minus 110 odds, and every sportsbook either has the under at 66.5 favored, or they are pricing his total below this at 65.5, 64, 62, and 60, all the way up to 6 yards, all the way down, I should say, to 6 yards lower than what we are getting it at on Bet365. So another really good play, Christian McCaffrey under 66.5 rushing yards. And my third and final and favorite play, we're looking at George Kittle over 41.5 receiving yards. This one, I'm actually going to put 3/4 of a unit on this one, 3/4 of a unit, so $75. The reason why I like this one, again, similar logic, Pinnacle minus 126, DraftKings minus 130, so both of them are in agreement that it's priced 16 to 20 cents higher than what Bet365 is giving you. You open up this one in a new tab, and again, we're seeing an awesome price here. Underdog at 42.5. Bet Rivers and looks like FanDuel at 44.5. Looks like PointsBet has it at 45.5, and this is FoxBet again at 44.5. So we're getting the lowest total. We're getting the best odds at the lowest total, where every book has it going above this number. So George Kittle is my favorite player prop of the night, over 41.5 receiving yards. And another reason why I like this one I did just because I know fantasy. I know a little bit more about this play specifically, but the Cardinals are one of the worst teams in the NFL at guarding tight ends. There's a golden rule in fantasy. Play your tight ends against the Cardinals. They're the second worst team in terms of DVOA. They're second or worst in terms of fantasy points allowed to the tight end. I forget the exact number on that one, but tight ends kill the Cardinals. Kittle's a great tight end. He's had kind of a hit or miss year, but in this case, he's got a great matchup. So the fact that it's plus EV with the great matchup, I love George Kittle to go over 41.5 receiving yards. And that's going to be it for this video. That is going to be my last minute player props to lock in for Monday Night Football tonight. If you're tailing any of these three videos, comment, or three picks, comment and let me know in the video. Other than that, would appreciate it if you could like all that good stuff, like, subscribe, helps me out a ton. But that's all I got. So appreciate you guys watching, and have a good one.